What's up, guys? This is Dave from State Land Outdoors, and what I'm wanting to do today is just kind of do a gear list here, kind of a bag dump of everything that I'm taking with me on my Idaho backcountry elk hunt. Everything you see here, most of it will be packed in or on a bag. I'm fortunate enough to have a Bakcountry e-bike to kind of carry everything in or out, but this is pretty much the basics of what I take on every backcountry hunt that I go on. So we'll do a couple sections and hit like just kind of the big stuff. This is a brief overview. If you guys see something specific that you want me to go more in depth on, leave a comment below, and I will do my best to go in there and go in depth on some of this gear. First off, I want to say it took me years to assemble all this stuff, a lot of money. I didn't just go buy all this stuff at once, and you can very well go out there with less and not as expensive of gear. But I found the saying "buy once, cry once" applies great here, and I just really like all of the stuff that I have. It's taken me a long time to assemble this stuff, and I'll kind of go over exactly what I take. Where to start? I guess we'll start right here with my rifle. So this is a Browning X-Bolt Western Hunter. I'm running a Leupold CDS type scope. If you're not familiar with that, give it a quick look. It's an awesome system that goes on top of the scope. You buy the scope, you order the dial with all your ballistics, they send you a dial. You range something at 200 yards, turn the dial to 2, and you hold dead on. Can't say enough about it. This particular rifle that I have is 6.5 PRC. This thing is it's a smoke show, and it's super accurate, and I love it. Yeah, can't say enough about this rifle. A little bit of work to get it tuned up, but once it gets tuned up, I'm shooting MOA all the way out to 500 yards with this rifle. It is excellent. So if you want to, again, know a little bit more about this, let us know, and I'll go further into it. We'll start with clothes. What am I going to wear for this hunt? Here I just have a lightweight merino hoodie. This particular one's from Mountain Ops, but it doesn't matter. It's a little bit of lighter one. Badlands, who I'm a big fan of, and you're about to find out that I'm a big fan of, makes one of these, and I want to get it here soon. This particular type of hoodie, this will be my base layer. This will go right on my skin, and this will probably never leave my body during the hunt. Super lightweight, doesn't get smelly, all that good stuff. For bottoms, these are just some generic ones that I bought. They work really well. They're just heat keep insulating layer. Again, I may strip these off, I may not. That's why I go with a little bit of lighter weight. I'm going to do a lot of hiking. I'm going to cover probably 5 to 6 miles a day, sitting and glassing, so we'll see how that works out. The weather is supposed to cooperate with us, but that never seems to be the case in mountain weather. One thing that can't be overlooked, good socks. Darn Toughs, hard to beat, lifetime warranty. I've bought like 10 pairs of these. Anytime I wear a pair out, I send them back to the company. They send me a brand new pair. Can't say enough about having a good pair of socks. These are also the full cushion ones, except spend a lot of time on my feet. Alright, getting into the awesome Badlands gear that I love a lot. This is I think it's the quarter zip grid fleece hoodie. This thing's essential. This will stay on me most of the day. I have a few other layers that I'll take on and off, but this will probably be one that I keep on all the time. It does have that front hoodie pocket, which I really like. Essential piece of gear, probably one of my favorite things that I carry around. So going with the layers, so this is my favorite jacket that Badlands makes. This is the Drive jacket. It's not as heavy as maybe you would wear for like a whitetail hunt where you're sitting, but like I said, I'm doing a lot of moving. I'm covering a lot of miles per day. This thing's on and off, it's easy. It's got that grid fleece on the inside, and believe it or not, it's fairly weatherproof, not waterproof, a little bit weatherproof, so if it's a light sprinkle, I won't even take out my rain gear. I will just throw this thing on. And the most essential piece for anyone. If I'm going to sit down and I'm going to set up a tripod and glass, I have the Badlands Puffy Jacket. I'm not sure which one this is. This is the High Unitas. I don't think they make this one anymore. I have one of the new ones, but something just keeps making me go back to this one. I love it. It's lightweight. And yeah, moving on. I always take 2 pairs of gloves. These are just some generic Walmart fleece-lined wool gloves. These things will keep your hands dry, even when they get, or not dry, they'll keep them warm even when you get wet. So, and then under that I just have a basic pair of liner gloves that I wear for most of the day. Alright, moving on to the pants. This is new for me this year. I finally upgraded some pants. These are the Badlands Honier, I think is how you pronounce it. Either way, these are rugged, tough. They're a little bit heavier, so I wasn't wearing them during spring turkey or spring bear hunting. But these things are rugged. They are awesome. They're going to keep me a little bit warmer, and more importantly, the one thing about these that I really like, knee pad inserts. If you've never worn pants hunting with knee pads, you're going to be like, oh, I don't need those, but as soon as you try a pair with them, you'll never go back. So, on to the next. Rain gear. This is just Mammut rain gear. I also have a pair of pants for this. You never know when it's going to rain in the mountains, so always keep those handy. Those are super lightweight and easy to pack. Let's get into my camp. My camp is very basic. I run an Argali Rhinecon 2-person shelter. Stake it out. It's got one pole that goes in the center, and it is a floorless shelter. It takes a little bit to getting used to if you haven't used one of these before, but typically when it's cold out, you don't have mosquitoes, you don't have ticks, bugs, snakes, anything like that. So it's super lightweight. This weighs under a pound. These are carbon fiber poles. They're super light and good to go. So this is my sleeping pad. This is a Big Agnes Divide insulated. I forget exactly what the rating is on this, but it is insulated. That is almost as important as getting a warm sleeping bag. So have that. I also have a system for that. My sleeping bag is currently being washed, but it is also a Big Agnes that goes with this pad. They hook up together. You save some weight that way, but it is a goose feather down, 15-degree bag. So good sleeping kit's essential. This just a random piece of equipment. This is a glassing pad. This is made by Stealthy Hunter, the Gritty guys. I love a lot of their stuff. I love their videos. If you haven't seen them, check them out. And yeah, this thing's a lifesaver. You can fold it up and use it as a rifle rest. I like to use it getting in and out of my shelter, so I'm not tracking a bunch of mud or making a muddy mess in there, but essential. Alright, cook system. I will be packing in all of the food that I will live on for 8 days on this hunt. This is a Jetboil Flash, I think. This thing boils water super fast. It's like a minute. Everything's self-contained. One of these little canisters I can get by on about I'll be able to get by on 8 days, and that's coffee in the morning, maybe boiling some water for lunch for some more coffee. I love coffee. And then boiling water for a freeze-dried meal. I could do an entire video on food and what I take into the backcountry with me, but I will spare you that. If that's something you would like to see, comment below. I'll go through how I count out my macros and all that fun stuff. I really like systems, so I have a lot of these like small bags. This is my electronic system, so I keep a battery pack in here to charge camera gear, phones, my Zoleo, Onyx, all that good stuff. I'll also keep my cords in here. To go with that, on some of these longer hunts, I will take packable solar panels. So this is a 28 watts big blue solar charger. This thing folds out, set it up. It takes about, with some good sunlight, it'll take about 5 hours to charge 10,000 milliamp battery. So that thing's an essential piece of gear right there if you're going to head out. Another cool thing in my camp that I run, so this is the Argali I think it's called the Skyline Titanium Stove. This thing is ultra light. It weighs under 2 pounds. This is the stove pipe. Like I said, my shelter is floorless. It is going to be cold on this hunt. So this little box will fold up into a stove. I got a little saw here, so I'll cut up a bunch of wood and I'll get that thing cranking, and I will be so much more comfortable. I won't be freezing. In the mornings, I can also use this to boil water on top of. So for like a late mid-season hunt like I'm going on, I think that this is essential pieces of gear. Just a few more things. Like I said, I like kits, so this is my kill kit. I do have Badlands game bags. I have the larger size, so like I said, I'm packing in, so I'm taking these. These are Caribou Gear High Country Predator bags. There's 5 bags in here. Inside here I also keep my tags, my licenses, some tape to attach, and my knives and stuff, so that's pretty awesome there. And this is 14 ounces, it weighs under a pound. Last 2 things here. You can't go into the backcountry without a good pair of boots. These are the Crispy Laponia 2s. These are super lightweight boots. They got that nubuck suede with leather. If you look these up, you'll see that the leather is a little bit lighter. In other pictures, it's a little bit darker because I conditioned mine with bear grease or bear oil from one of the bears that I killed earlier this year. So these are awesome. They're lightweight, they keep my feet warm, they're waterproof, and I can't say enough good things about these. Last thing I want to talk about is my bino harness. I like this bino harness, it's okay. This is the Sitka one. I'm not sure exactly what it's called. It's just one that I've had for forever. It's got these pockets, they're interchangeable. They're okay. I will be switching to a Badlands one soon. They have those new bino harnesses out. They're awesome. I just haven't gotten around to ordering one. So this holds essential things like my rangefinder, which is Vortex. My optics, I go a little heavier on my optics. These are Vortex Diamondback 12x50s. Love them. Can't say enough about them. Vortex makes awesome stuff. And on this side, I usually just keep a headlamp. Keep a couple of those on me at all times, and then I'll shove my gloves and like a beanie down in here, and then it's got side pockets where I keep a lighter, wind detector, all that good stuff, and I got a little elk call in there. So that's pretty much it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick rundown. If you want to, let us know. I can go way more in depth on some of the gear and like the logic of how I put everything together. Oh, one last thing I forgot to talk about is what I'm packing all of this stuff in. This is a Mystery Ranch Metcalf. These are made in Bozeman, Montana. Can't say enough. These things are rugged. I've packed out over 100 pounds on these, and they're awesome. I got a couple different things on here, and like I said, if you guys ever want me to go more in depth on stuff, just let us know. I'd be happy to. So that's pretty much it. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of gear dump. I will add this probably onto the video, or you guys probably won't see this until I get back from my hunt, and I'll probably do a review then on some of the new stuff that I have, how it worked out, and what I'm going to change in my kits going forward. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is super fun for me to do, and like I said, if you have any questions, comments, please let us know. Type them down below, and we'll see you next time. If you like this video, click subscribe and look out for our future videos. Please give us a like, subscribe, share with your friends. Hopefully you guys find this interesting, or you learn something from this, because that's the whole reason why we're doing this. So I'll catch you guys next time. Good luck out there, and be safe when you go on.